My name is Owen Ibn Hassan, and this video is for the Disposition to Teach assignment at Grand Canyon University. The first question for the assignment is, what dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher? I've been over the dispositions, and truthfully, I believe I possess them all in some way, shape, or form. But I believe the dispositions that will make me stand out the most would be advocacy, compassion, and high expectations. The advocacy disposition is important to me because as a black male who's been through the school system, I understand that it rarely advocates for people like me. So with my own lived experience, I plan to go back into the school system so I can advocate for people in a way that they wouldn't usually be advocated for. And that factors right into the compassion disposition. I believe we have to have compassion for students and understanding their unique situations in their lives, and that's the only way that we can truly teach them as individuals. Finally, we have high expectations. I believe that I inherently understand that compliance is not equal intelligence. As such, I hold high expectations for students who might be messy or non-compliant, recognizing their brilliance while other teachers might see only defiance. In terms of what dispositions I would need to work on before I enter the classroom as a first-year teacher, I would say professional conduct is probably at the highest of the list, but specifically regarding institutional compliance. My own view sees school policies, a lot of them as oppressive or bureaucratic. As such, I find that I might struggle with the requirement to enforce such rules. For me, I will need to work on navigating the tension between my own views and my role as a state employee without getting burned out or getting fed up. Furthermore, I could also see issue with the dedication disposition. When I was in school, I loved school, but I hated the schooling aspect of school, the homework, the administrative side. Teaching, I assume, would involve a lot of that, creating papers, the data entry, meetings. For me, I would need to work on finding value in the drudgery to ensure that my students get the structure they need, even if it's not personally something that I would enjoy or like. For the qualities that professional educators should display, I chose 3. The honesty, the advocacy, and the intellectual curiosity. I believe educators need authenticity and integrity. Educators should display truthfulness. Students, especially those from marginalized backgrounds, have a high radar for inauthenticity. An educator should be real, admitting when they don't know an answer, and modeling lifelong learning. The purpose in teaching isn't to show students that we are enforcers. It's to be human beings to other human beings and simply tell them what we've learned along the way. Next is the advocacy. I believe educators should display the courage to challenge the system when it harms the child. It's not enough to just teach content. The quality of a professional is measured by their willingness to remove barriers that threaten a student's failure. As educators, we have to be able to recognize that nuance and act accordingly, instead of just rigidly following dogmatic principles. Finally, educators should value diverse ways of thinking. They should model an openness to new ideas, showing students that education is about exploration, not just memorizing the right answer. It's how we raise thinkers instead of workers.